Alrighty, so okay. Alright, now that we got that taken care of. Since we're back from the junkyard, I basically picked up those two winter tires. I got this fuel rail chilling. I ended up not getting the injectors, but the fuel rail I did happen to get. Ooh, and they left the fuel pressure regulator on there, which is nice. And I pulled this heater core hose because the one on mine, if you can see it, kind of not really, there's those two hose clamps around a copper piece right there that's going around the dipstick tube instead of kind of curving around it like the original one does over there. But pretty much since I got all that here, I had an issue with my wagon the other night where my clutch cable snapped. So since that happened, I knew that it was going to happen, so I already had the cable bought and in my room ready to go, so that was good. I got a new bushing and washer. I'm going to see if I can just use this style, because on here there's like a big, you can kind of see it like straight down there, there's a big block that sits on the back of the clutch fork, and I'm going to see if I can replace that with just this little washer. So I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling everything, and I will show you guys how to do it. Alrighty, so first things first is the cable runs around through this hole in the firewall and goes down. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull her on up because she is one mangled mess. Oh yeah. So that's what I meant by the clutch cable snapped. So now that this is up and off, that's just the cable coming up from this. There's a grommet right there that I'm going to need to pull out as well. But I'm going to go inside the car and try to bring a light in there. And there's a little, the older cars have a cotter pin and a pin, and the later cars have like a bolt with a securing fastener. So I'm going to go ahead and get in there and I will show you. So here we are inside the car. And I don't know if you can quite see it, but straight ahead there is the top of the clutch pedal here. I'm going to see if I can hold my phone and the GoPro and move it around a little bit. There you go. So see that guy up there? If you look, there is a little fastening clip on a bolt, so I'm going to go in there and remove that and take this cable the rest of the way out. Alright, so I just got the bolt and the little cotter pin off. As you can see up there, it is now sitting free, so we should be able to come across here and pull this guy out the rest of the way. Okay, and I figured that the end of the clutch cable would pull the grommet out, which it did. So there's the end of the cable, and now to go under the car and pull off what is left on the release fork. Okay, so this is the underside view of my clutch cable setup here. So as you can see, it is this is where it broke from, and this is the style of a clutch washer thing that I have. Alrighty, so that was pretty easy. I just pulled this guy out the rest of the way through this old tube, and everything came off really easy. This is the old style of a washer, which actually has some weight to it, and this rubber dampener, which is still in good condition, but to even put the thing on, there's a big split in it somewhere. So I think now that I got all this out, I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall my nice old Volvo parts. I got all my parts from IPD. Nice. Fresh. Alright, so this guy you want to have tightened a decent amount to get enough slack onto everything so that you can adjust it relatively easy. There are these protection sleeves that go over the clutch cable. You can kind of put those through where the master brake cylinder is, and a little bit lower on if you want to. I think they're just to act as protective barriers. And then we got our little rubber dampener thing. Also, again, inside of a Volvo package. So it's nice and taut rubber there. Good stuff. And last but not least, got ourselves a nice lightweight, oh come on now, nice clutch washer holding thingy. So with these two meshed together, this is going to fit nice and flush in the recess of this. So let's go ahead and throw it onto the car. The first thing that I'm going to note is that you want to install this top part onto the pedal first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then do the bottom side going to the actual clutch fork. Alright, so as you can see now, I am running the new cable up through the space in between the brake booster and the reservoir for the brake fluid. I'm just kind of getting her set up, so I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down. Kind of a tight fit, that's all it is. But once you get it through, it'll be through, and I'm going with the actual bend of how it was in the bag, so that U shape is bending like that. So now I'm going to set this like so, and go ahead and feed this cable into the little hole over here. Get these wiring harnesses up out of the way. Alright. And get the cable near the hole, and we're in. Alright. I'm just going to push up on this back housing a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright. As you can see, I got it temporarily in there. Just for the video, I'm going to go ahead and push it in the rest of the way and get it connected on the inside of the car. Okay, so now hopefully you guys can see that. Straight back here is the cable. Just want to fit it up and onto this little top nib of your clutch. Get that down on there. And then once you do so, just got to kind of work it on. Fit your pin up and through, and then attach your clip. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Alrighty, so as you can see, that guy is all hooked up right here. Now let's go and make sure that she is hooked up on the bottom. Okay, so now that we are under the car, I'm going to show you guys how to install the rubber adjustment dampener thing into the actual part of the transmission. So right now I'm just putting some grease on there and fitting it into its new home. Everything seems to be running pretty comfortably, all up and through everywhere. It's nice and flush. Alright, so now we're just going to feed this through, pull the slack out of it, and hook up our bushing and our washer. I'm going to go ahead and take the last little bit of grease that I have here on my work gloves and get this ball nice and greased up to go inside of that rubber thingy. And now this is where you're going to need some length, so I'm going to go inside the car and use a pedal stop to hold the pedal upright. So hopefully, as you were able to see, that extended out some. So now I can try to fit my new bushing. Oh, nice. Perfect. As you can see, perfect. Okay. As long I have that lamp that's really hot, so I got things pretty warmed up, and with the rubber at least, and this part of the clutch bowl went through it perfect. So now all that I need to do is install this washer that retains it, and voila, that should be a done job. Now to just adjust it and get the play and free play set right so that we're fully engaging our clutch. Alright, so before I end off the video, I just wanted to say that this is a foot heating tube that this tube is for your foot warmer, and I actually popped it up off and out of the way so I can get to the clutch a little bit easier. I have another vehicle that I was gonna make a video about next for the channel, which I just got a ticket for because I parked it out on the street and some cop came by and gave me a ticket. Yeah, I get that he didn't tow it and all this other stuff, but he still gave me a ticket. That beside, let's push forward, not let it affect us too much, like Danny Duncan. I'm gonna finish up adjusting this clutch, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that while I'm here, because it's not so hard, and I need to do it some more. Okay, so once you get down onto yonder, I would recommend using an actual wrench for this, but since this is all I got and it works, I'm going to use it. So basically, you want to turn this adjustment nut towards the engine so that you're turning it counterclockwise to actually adjust your clutch cable. So I'm going to give this a few more cranks. Oh, how the clutch feels. Engaged. Disengaged. Maybe a few more snugs and it'll be good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that's how you do a Volvo 240 clutch cable.